rock and roll capital. It's time for a show that'll open your eyes and your ears. You don't need to worry about health insurance here.
Rest your lips, put down the image. Go ahead.
It's time for Band-Aid. With your host, Doc Rock.
Yeah! Thank you, and a worldwide welcome to Band-Aid with Doc Rock. I am Doc Rock, your rocktologist, and we are live and in living color from the rock and roll capital of Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah! I'm excited to be back. You know what? I really missed you. Wow, these past 2 weeks were something. Travels were great out there on the West Coast, but there's no place like the rock and roll capital here of Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, you know what? Band-Aid is a global and interactive weekly forum designed to help bands get better. You know, these are indeed tough times, so we're here to tackle, your challenges in the music industry. And of course, thank you for spreading the word and for linking us on your websites. It's so important, and it means the world to me. You know, we continue to grow in viewership every single show, and it's really your show, and it's all about supporting your success. And of course, there's so many archive shows, 18 months of doing this, all right? That's a lot of archive shows out there, and you can always catch them on bandaidwithdocrock.com. You know, this website also offers a large assortment of music industry-related links that are listed on our sitemap as helpful resource links. And of course, we always invite your suggestions for adding additional industry resource links. You know, you're finding things all the time. The web is amazing. There's music sites, and there's help sites, and there's video sites, and there's all kinds of sites out there that basically will help bands everywhere. I can't catch them all. It's too much. It's too much for everybody. So let me know what they are, and we'll get them on our website, of course, as helpful resource links. So it's a one-stop for you. And, of course, you'll also find a page on this site listed as Recovery Room Interview Application. That's right. If your entire band just wants to be interviewed live in our recovery room, just complete this short application and submit it to our artist relations staff for their review and scheduling. Love to get you on the show. I want to talk to you. I want to know more about your career. You know, also, you can join us in the chat room tonight. And, of course, on your screen, you will see our email address at show@bandaidwithdocrock.com. Would you do me a favor? Would you please use it during the show at any time to email me with future show topics and suggestions? And when you share your ideas and experience, you know what? It helps all of our viewers. Hey, we're all in this rock together. All right, our talented production team is in the house tonight. The intern wizards are flying around everywhere making it happen. Social Racket is out there turning the knobs and dials and making it happen. Ooh. And, of course, Jared Holly, my man, is out there doing his thing. And the incredible Flying V, yeah, he's the man that keeps it all together. He's keeping us soaring, and he's back there doing it, too. I would like to say, again, thanks to my production team. It takes a lot to keep up with a crazy like me. Okay, but this week, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed because, oh yeah, my blood pressure is elevated this week. Oh yeah. It just keeps going up and up and up and up, and here is the reason why. You know, bands and songwriters, I want you to understand something. Ambiguity is not effective for songwriting. That's right. Ambiguity is not effective for songwriting. You know, this is a world of information overload. Face it, it's crazy. Our minds are like sieves, and properly, proper timely follow-up to anything is becoming really rare. You're surprised when there's follow-up to something. When a songwriter completes a song with a lyrical hook and then titles it something totally unrelated, they are cheating themselves and not being artsy. You know, fans need clarity to absorb information. No, don't yell at me. It's not an elderly thing. It's true with everybody, okay? If the song is about blue and the listener, should call it blue, and really the listener recalls blue. But if the clever songwriter, says, oh, it's red, then the listener's going to have a whole lot of trouble with recalling the name of the song that had the blue content that they desired. Keep it straight, keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple and stupid. It has always been a great, great marketing tool. You know, in most cases, it's just not worth for listeners the hassle to find it, and guess who loses? The writer loses in the end. Clarity always prevails in the audio arts. Any marketer will agree. You don't shop for toothpaste called Razor. You know, that only worked in a much more simplistic day not so very long ago. So bands, be clear and defined about writing your songs and making them very, very clear with clear, coherent titles. Your odds of growing fans will be in your favor. Word up from your doc. Okay, I want you to open wide and get ready for Doc's Weekly Prescription.
1 pill makes you larger, and 1 pill makes you small.
All right. I got to think about this. I got to think about telling you this. I will share a deep, dark, internal secret from the entertainment industry with you. If you are sexy, then be sexy. If you are not, then don't try to be. You heard it right here. You know, it's always a stunning reality to people. People like to watch and admire other sexy people. That's right, sex sells. You know, we are just human beings. No industry will ever surpass web porn. Everybody denies it, but everybody watches it. You know if you're sexy, and if you are, then pour it on. You know, Gaga and Bieber master this. Say what you want about them, but they've mastered it and they've made millions with their images and actions. And I've said this before, but I gotta say it again. Mick Jagger, the pencil-slender lead singer of the legendary Rolling Stones, once said, and I quote, "Rock and roll has nothing to do with the music, but everything to do with the cut of your trousers." Close quote. If you ever saw his trousers on display in the Rock Hall, I would venture to say that 95% of you listening to this show right now could not even fit into them. If you are sexy, then your image goes on to other related product endorsements and all kinds of different brands. And that's really where the big money lies. Fashion labels, all those types of things. You know, how many fat and droopy rock icons do you remember? I want you to sharpen yourself by honestly evaluating yourself and then place the appropriate emphasis. The world is watching, but they just won't admit it. Okay? Everybody knows this in the entertainment industry. This is no great big dark secret. It's just a reality that I need to share with you. Define yourself. Okay? If you are sexy, be sexy, dress sexy, do sexy things. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. But, you know, if you aren't, don't try to be. It's a big turnoff. It'll never change in the whole spectrum of the entertainment industry. Again, the world is watching, but they won't admit it. So, I'd like to just briefly say, bands, I want you to swallow this wise and sometimes and often painful prescription and work to get better, even sexy. Okay, speaking of great efforts, you know, my friend and mega guitar tech guru Mark Reese, who's on this show months ago, you know, he is the tech of the biggest names in the industry. This guy goes out on so many tours, and, you know, but he comes home and he's got this great guitar giveaway project called Our Sacrifice that supports 5 grassroots veterans organizations. You know, it's getting some incredible autographed, donated premium guitars and gear from all the top stars. That's right. Autographed premium guitars and gear from all the top stars. You'll be blown away when you go to the site and just click on the donor artist, and you're going to witness a heck of a lot there. That is absolutely incredible. Everybody should join the doc in supporting this most important patriotic cause, especially, and that's where I'm feeling it tonight after what happened to Navy SEAL 6. Boy, that was quite a blow this weekend. So, you know, all the more reason why we've got to bond ourselves in support. And it's a great patriotic cause. It's my favorite, and all you got to do is visit oursacrifice.org, and you're going to learn more. And you're going to be amazed at what you can win for a simple raffle donation to support our deserving troops. What I like about it is once you buy a raffle ticket, throw it in there, You know, when they keep pulling them each month, if your ticket's not pulled, it stays in there. So your investment is perpetual, okay? It keeps rolling over. What better investment is that? So thanks to Mark Reese for doing OurSacrifice.org. It gets me really excited in these times. I hope it would do the same for you, and I hope you would share with me in supporting it. Okay, also, of course, we're in the chat room tonight. Yes, so the wizards are floating around the chat room tonight, so if anybody's in there, hey, climb in, okay? Chime in, too, because I want to hear from you. All right. Get ready for those weekly injections! I know, thank you. I know. All right. You know, fans are really getting happy with the new career of acoustic folk rock artist Happie Hoffman. That's right. Happie Hoffman hails from Memphis, Tennessee, and is getting started by offering her unique interpretations of assorted covers and some pop spirituals. Kind of neat stuff. She's brand new. Her Pure Volume site offers, just 5 casual picks and, 6 videos. The vids of her performing covers, giving a sense of her passion for songs. She is really a passionate artist. But, I looked around to say, wow, this is really Happy. There's got to be some Happy merch. No, she's too new. There's no merch available. And of course, there's really not many gigs planned. I know Happie Hoffman is ramping up to something special. But Happie Hoffman is a young and very beautiful talent, offering some solid guitar for her very unique vocal style. Her voice is spiritual and pure and very, very memorable. There's something to it that is very unique. So she has posted an effort simply called Rough Tracks. How's that for being honest? It's 11 rough tracks from many diverse artists, ranging from John Mayer, Elton John, and Stevie Wonder, among many others. The rough tracks are simply just Happie Hoffman's interpretation with her and her guitar and some very simple mixes. Some are live, some are studio. It's all rough. Okay, that's fine. She admits it. But, you can hear an occasional Memphis Blue and Souls riff infused from her hometown. So let's listen to the John Legend song, If You're Out There, as interpreted by Memphis artist Happie Hoffman. Listen to this.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation who can't afford to wait. Future started yesterday, but we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing, search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow starting now. No more broken promises, no more call to war, unless it's love and peace that we're really fighting for. We can destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and raise your voice, joining hands today. Oh, I was looking for a song to sing, search for a leader, but the leader was me. We were looking for the world to change. We can be heroes, just go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow's starting now. message wherever you stand. I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation, can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday and we're already late.
Okay, you know what? She's enthusiastic and brand new and has lots that needs to be done to get her career moving, I admit. You know, the investment is substantial for launching any artist today. It really is difficult. You know, but it is apparent that Happie Hoffman has a penchant for songs with meaning and social impact, as well as songs about faith. So, on a scale of 1 to 5 on the Band-Aid musical scale known as BAMS, I give props to Happie Hoffman with 1 BAMS for her raw talents and passion, you know, for songs and all. You know, she doesn't appear to be writing her own compositions yet. I understand that, okay? She's just getting started. And this show's out there to help people who are just getting started. It's okay. So, you know what? That's a total of 1 BAMS for the Memphis, Tennessee acoustic folk artist, Happie Hoffman. She's out there, she's starting, she's doing it, she loves the songs. She is spiritual and invokes a certain sincerity that prevails in her style. You know, she is happy, and you can hear it in her voice. She's truly happy and projects positive vibes to inspire change. I look forward to seeing where her career takes her talents. Don't worry, just be happy. Okay. Injection band number 2. You know what? I like this. Indie cities like Toronto, Canada always inspire and breed ultra-creative artists. They're everywhere there. But since 2004, a collaboration of some of Canada's finest talents have been dedicated to an impressive musical concept project called Dream Aria. That's right, Dream Aria is alternative, progressive rock, you know, and really so much more. It's impossible and it's even unfair to label their vast style. Hey, do your dreams vary each night? Well, the musical quartet of Don Stagg, Gary Flint, John Castleman, and Mark Crossley have combined decades of professional experience with successful bands such as National Velvet, among many, many others throughout Canada. You know, but these virtuosos know how to support the stunning angelic lead vocals of Aria Burston. Oh, yeah. Dream Aria, you know, has no creative boundaries, and they pour on well-crafted blends of styles, eras, timbres, and a touch of the exotic, with themes to take the listener to new worlds of imagination. You know, they have the right name and chemistry to generate arena-sized productions to thrill genuine new music enthusiasts. Their music has been featured on over 500 stations worldwide. Their MySpace page, Dream Aria Canada, is where you'll find all the contents. But, you know, surprisingly, their dedicated website, dreamaria.com, is greatly lacking. It's kind of in reverse, isn't it, guys? You know, their posted photos consist of a gallery of impressive fantasy art images, all of vocalist Anne. Their graphics are spectacular and capture their vision. But there are some 2007 band member pics as well, but, you know, they certainly need to update some really strong media and promo images. A little more celebrated reality would do them worlds of good. You know, when you venture into their video offerings, you'll find very weak live video that really does the band of this kind of a deity very little justice. You know, there are 2 concept videos posted. One is for Pandora's Box, and of course the other from Fallen Angel. But both are kind of disjointed footage paired with the theme of these respective songs. Short of the great music, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't underscore the music. I get the theatrical, but I really find the movie images are more distracting than the really superior audio. So, I could also not find any merch available on their sites. All right, this band, they got to pull it together and get it out there for the fans. But you know what? It clearly comes down to the library of very diverse music. Each song is clearly a well-thought-out composition woven with intricacy and power. You know, with every listen, you will discover new sounds and moods. The musical superiority and talent magnitude, it is evident in Dream Aria. So, let's just do this. I'm not going to say anything more for right now. I want you to travel with me while we experience the cover song from the latest CD album by Dream Aria, and it is entitled Fallen Angel. Listen to this. I love live TV. That's what's so great about it. Speaking of a song called Fallen Angel, well, the producers have said it has fallen. Now, wait a second. We're not going to give up because I want you to hear this. So we're going to give it another shot. Now, the band Dream Aria, Fallen Angel is from their latest CD. It is the title track. We're going to make this thing happen. Let's try it again and see if we can play Fallen Angel from Dream Aria for you, okay? They're out there struggling to do it. It's great. We're going to get this on because you know what? This underscores this band. So obviously I'm just trying to make this happen. Well, the engineers are scrambling back there, and there are so many Dream Aria fans who are watching going, we want to hear the music. Let's do it. Fallen Angel by Dream Aria. I promised it. The power is going crazy here in Cleveland tonight. We've got lightning and thunder every which way. Sorry about those technicals, but you know what I gotta say? Dream Aria has 3 loaded concept albums out. You know, in the wake from 2005, Transcend from 2008, and finally Fallen Angel from 2011. You know, they've topped the progressive Go charts in MySpace and Muse and many, many others. This is a chart-topping band. Their latest CD, Fallen Angel, of course, has 10 tracks that will keep you listening over and over again. There is drama and theatrical flair in every note, and basically much to the positive delight of many, many of the music critics. You cannot help but imagine how much time and talent is poured into composing and constructing every single track. This band works for their music and for their fans. So, on a scale of 1 to 5 on the Band-Aid musical scale known as BAMS, I enter REM state with Dream, Aria, and Bestow. Ha! Yeah! 1 BAMS for clearly masterful talents from a variety of influences. And of course, yeah, let's do it again. Ha! Another BAMS for a cohesive project that has withstood the test of time. You know, their writing and vision is clear and absolutely celestial. And of course, 1 BAMS for a library of quality recordings that are well-timed and just not rushed. The arrangements are well-balanced and augment their creative objective. So that's a total of 3 BAMS for the mighty Toronto concept band Dream Aria. You know, Dream Aria is a busy and thriving project. It's not even a band, it's a project. You know, it's a collaborative. That's really what they're all about. It's far bigger than just being in a band. But, you know, with better marketing definition and really global exposure, this band will never be a fallen angel. In fact, they could rule the prog musical universe. So, doc props to Dream Aria. Okay, that's it for our injections this evening. Of course, that's all the artist injections that I can handle for this week. I always like the buzz. It's cool to discover and inject all these creative national deserving national talents. But you know what? We're looking for your opinions because everybody's got one. So if you've got an opinion on any of these weekly injection artists, just visit our dedicated show website at bandaidwithdocrock.com. Click on the injection artist input link. Enter what you have to say to me about future artists and send it along because I want to read it. Your opinion matters. All right. Okay, important show tonight. Important show. Is your band, like so many, seeking more gigs? You cannot seem to find them, huh? Club opportunities are often overcrowded and just, some are just flat out drying up. I want to have a serious talk with you about getting gigs. So, I want you to grab a cold one on this summer night and a little bit of pen and paper and listen to what I have to offer about the 60-20-20 gig plan right here after this break. This is important. So, I'm going to take a little break. Boy, I got to cool down too. I'm going to be RB, so I want you to hang with me right here. This is MorningShowCentral.com. This is Band-Aid with Doc Rock. I'm Doc Rock, and I'll see you in just a few.
Unstoppable. Uncensored Net Noises Birthday Bash. Yeah! Get your ass to Fantasy Nightclub in Lakewood on Friday, September 23rd for live music for Morality Check, Demons Within, and The Thousandfold. Hosted by comedian Anthony Sabat. Uncensored Net Noises Birthday Bash. Sponsored by Cocaine Energy Supplement. Get more details at morningshowcentral.com. Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, Pete99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to Pete99.com. Pete99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. Pete99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Boston never seemed to be so lovely in the fall to me. And Florida's not so cold, but these states just gets old. And hey, maybe we could stay, maybe we could lay like this forever. And don't you know she is my favorite girl? Wanna run away for days with her. And if you promise not to say a thing, I'm gonna buy that girl a diamond ring. I said, ooh, I think I love you. Ooh, I think I love you. I love you. My favorite girl. It's funny how love takes you by surprise. And I just didn't know what I was missing till you opened my eyes. And hey, maybe we could stay, maybe we could lay like this forever. And don't you know she is my favorite girl? Wanna run away for days with her. And if you promise not to say a thing, I'm gonna buy that girl a diamond ring. I said, ooh, I think I love you. Ooh, I think I love you. I love you. My favorite girl. Oh, oh, oh. We're in love, love, love. We're in love, love, love. We're in love, 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 love. And don't you know she is my favorite girl? Wanna run away for days with her. And if you promise not to say a thing, I'm gonna buy that girl a diamond ring. I said, ooh, I think I love you. Ooh, I think I love you. And don't you know she is my favorite girl? Wanna run away for days with her. And if you promise not to say a thing, I'm gonna buy that girl a diamond ring. I said, ooh, I think I love you. Ooh, I think I love you. I love you. My favorite girl.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Welcome back to Band Aid with Doc Rock here on MorningShowCentral.com. Of course, I'm Doc Rock. We're glad to have you here. And join us in the chat room. We'd love to have you chatting with us this evening. Okay. You know, this is really a Band Aid VIP lab. And guess what? You're stuck with me. I am tonight's guest to tackle the dilemma of getting more gigs. You know, I had the luxury of playing in bands during the good old days when bands were far fewer, and of course they really got paid. I started playing gigs at age 15. That wasn't the good old days. You know, it was a magical time, and good bands had a chance at stardom. Many thrived, but all survived from this region. You know, the world has changed, and of course, change brings new technologies and challenges. I agree that it's harder to find gigs today. I also submit that getting gigs is the #1 concern expressed by bands. Okay, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's always asking me about it. Well, you know, few to none take a really methodical look at gigs and how to source them. You know, few ever consider the needs of the venue, but only lust for their own sales agenda and emotional quest for fan recognition. So, let's talk about it. Bands. The first step is, are you really worthy of gigs, and is your product beyond making musical noise? Now, I know that sounds a little lame and sounds a little basic, but basically, think about it in this way. Can you describe your act in one attractive sentence? Because that's exactly what agents must do, and now there are very few agents, so it is up to you. People aren't going to sit there and listen to your sales pitch. You know, you must be your own sales agent. You've got to have that very short one-sentence pitch down. You know, do you have all of your sales tools in place? Is your website as polished as it needs to be? Are there media promo pics? Are they up there, and are they attractive? You know, do you have a half hour, a 1 hour, and even a 2-hour show all ready to go? Are your business cards done? You know, do you have a press promo media kit ready for download? You know, you can view other band sites and, e-press kits for effective models, but a lot of bands don't even have all that together, and yet they expect lots of gigs. Come on, you got to start out by doing the work and getting your act literally together. The first thing any talent buyer will do is visit your website, and they're going to see how many hit counts you have, and they're going to read those fan comments. They also can sense your vibe and your attention to detail. Remember, they're counting on you. The best thing you can do is research who is a credible ear to that targeted talent buyer, and somebody that will say something very positive about you. When somebody credible tells a talent buyer that a band is really hot, then you will really capture that talent buyer's interests. So you want to get somebody close to them who can tell that targeted talent buyer that you're really a great band. Okay? Do you have a relationship also with a decent audio and lighting company who can get your staging done for a venue that has absolutely nothing? That's right. You know, there are great gig opportunities, but there's no audio or lighting there. The talent buyer knows nothing about these issues and is not willing to source them and directly bear their costs. You have to have it all as a one-stop and build the rental costs into your total show package fee. You know, it doesn't have to be a huge system. In most cases, the attending guests, they want to talk while they're listening to you. So it's not about overpowering them. Talent buyers, are far more apt to move forward with one less headache. And of course, they also have a total entertainment budget in mind. So if your entire staging, audio, lighting, everything fits that budget for somebody that doesn't have those things, then you're going to be a band that moves up into the top considerations, basically. Also, is your live show engaging and family friendly? You don't need all the F-bombs in certain environments, okay? It's, okay for some, but not good for others. Does your live show enhance the goal of the venue? Are you professional with your paper trail, everything leading up to that gig? Do you have a performance agreement done? A proper invoice after it's done for payment? Do you have promotional support mechanisms built in for the event? Many bands don't even have these very, very basic things, and yet they gripe about not getting gigs. Do you realize that most bands actually have little to none of what I've just outlined here? There's a huge difference between being a garage band and being a recognized pro. Talent buyers buy pros. They are not there to grow your careers. That is your job. They're there to please their patrons and their guests. Having said all this, then let's examine what I use as the 60-20-20 gig strategy. Okay, let's define what 100% of your gigs means. How often are you available? A lot of bands aren't. They work, they can't make it, they can't tour. There's 101 reasons why the entire band can't get there to really swell out to 100% of their gig potential. Most quality solo acts, they play 7 nights a week and they make some decent money because they have their freedoms. Does your band really have that freedom? You can't pitch this to talent buyers when you don't have the freedom for follow-up. Well-rounded gigs, of course, to diverse audiences are the key. You want to get your music out to diverse audiences, not the same people who are friends and fans of your website and keep haunting and stalking you. You've got to grow into new people and to new markets. Some of the very people who can genuinely propel your band will never, ever attend a club gig. Your band will never, of course, prosper by staying only in the club scene. I will admit, that I seldom go to clubs after, countless band invitations because, I'm usually frustrated and disappointed with what I experience. That's right. Bands hype and they don't entertain in the end. Like anybody else, I love to discover something surprising and very, very special. So does the industry execs, and top artists troll the YouTube for potentials with lots of hits. Just ask Bieber. That's how he got started. 60% of your gigs need to be the standard club gigs. That's right, 60%, only 60% of your gigs need to be the standard club gigs. What do you want to do? Okay, focus on clubs that cater to your market. The people that are going to really love your music, get to the clubs that have those crowds, do the research. Visit them if you have to, if possible, and see how others work there. Meet the owners in person. It means so much more than just email and sales. You never know what that owner's thinking. They may meet you and say, hey, nice guys, I really want to give them this gig slot, all right? But the personal touch means all the difference. Maybe meet the sound guys, the stage guys, and tell them that you're interested in playing the clubs. They can leverage you into that club, again, if you are professional and if you are good people. You need them more than they need you. That's right. With these clubs today, with so many bands wanting those slots, you need them more than they need you. So you got to prove how you can market and sell your show. Can you integrate any other sponsors into your show? Look around the place. See who the big sponsors with the most visibility are and maybe how you can integrate them into your show. Beverage brands, for example, do you have any media relations? If you say that to the talent buyer of a club, hey, the folks from this company or that company, we know them, we like them, and we've got an idea that'll really help them, that helps that talent buyer in that venue further cement their value and their relationship with that sponsor. Excuse me. Offer them also a buyer's incentive on a trial first gig. Cut your fee. Okay, I know I gotta say it. I hate to say it. Sell tickets if you must. Just to get through the door one time, sell tickets and prove what you can do. Look, it's a reality. Many places ask it. If you can do it, that's fine. Get in there and just impress the venue. So you want to be sure that you are invited back, of course, and at full rate next time if you've done a good job. They have countless other acts, if you're not interested in doing the work, that will gladly fill your slot. I'd also like to tell you, bands straight up, stop bitching with their sound man and take the time slot to get started in that venue. You're not rock stars. You're not going there as rock stars. You're going in there to sell yourself. Clubs all talk. Audio guys talk, Bands will get blacklisted and bands will also get endorsed as highly successful and cooperative. But all these clubs and these persons talk. You are selling yourself and you are in hardly any position to make demands. Also, I'd like to tell you with clubs, follow up with a thank you note just to keep that door open. Occasional positive communications. Even after you've played, a couple weeks later, say, hey, heard you did this, congratulations on that sellout. Keep a positive communication flowing with that targeted venue. Few club owners, they never get them as bands, just have a take the money and run attitude. Change that attitude. Also, I want you to target clubs that are in outlying areas. What's an outlying area? Work strategically within 150 miles of your home base. Don't just sit there and work your community to death, okay? There's an old saying, a prophet is but a fool in his own hometown. Get out there in a 150-mile radius and start working those outlying areas. Sometimes we call them B and C markets. Some of those smaller markets are your best markets because there's not as much competitive entertainment happening in those markets, so you get more people pouring into those clubs who are exposed to you and are a lot more loyal to exactly what your product and your band, your audio, your brand, everything is. So, those, don't ever discount those. Those can sometimes be the best, and of course, everybody being online, those outlying folks, of course, have communications with folks that are in your markets and even outside in greater markets. So, these can prove to be some of your best gigs and your ultimately most loyal fans. All right, so that's 60%. That is the club scene, and the point is to really do the club scene properly. The next 20% of your gigs should be community-based events. That's right, I'll say it again. The next 20% of your gigs should be community-based events. What would they be? Home days festivals, school events, college events, car cruises, house concerts, private parties, conventions, street fairs, museum and cultural events. The list is endless if you open your marketing eyes. These event buyers know little about booking bands and need to have faith in your professional skills and judgment. They have budgets and they want to be confident in your ability to deliver, and you've got to sell them on that confidence. You need to do the research to find out about these events and who their buyer really is. Takes a little time, okay? At a home days festival, for example, they happen everywhere in early summer. Who really is the person who buys the talent and books the bands for that event? Sometimes starting with City Hall is a great way to do it, or the rec commission of City Hall of the targeted market. That'll start working you into that. And by the way, if you forge a relationship with every single suburban area that has home days with a recs division, guess what? They have events other than that all year long. They have, pool parties, skate park parties, all kinds of things where your band can find continuous bookings on that city budget. So, you know, you need to do the research to find out, you know, who these events are and who these talent buyers are. You know, many of them can share with you many more negative experience than positive. So you got to really be prepared to comfort them, you know, knowing what maybe negatives existed in their past. Maybe they'll tell you what they are. They seldom follow rock trends. They could care less about how much you sound or act like Blink-182, okay? They shudder over the thought of just a non-family oriented band that's going to offend their tax-paying attendees or others. So, you know, it is really important that if you know who they are and you know what they are probably looking for, you plug into that. That is the next 20%. All right, the final 20% of your entire gig portfolio should be in media and business-related gigs. That's right. Think of this. Car dealer grand opening celebrations, shopping malls, stadium sports promotions, political rallies, church, medical, and media events, including benefits and fundraisers. They're everywhere. Happening absolutely everywhere. Source the benefit beat in your community. There's a huge one here in the rock and roll capital. We actually have the most benefits almost of anywhere in the United States, believe it or not, and raise almost some of the best not-for-profit dollars per capita than anywhere in the country. So, you know, the market for bands then is incredible in doing that. They're there. They don't know about you. You've got to get to them and you've got to sell them on your product. So, you know, you want to find out, of course, and track who are the community movers and shakers, who really are the decision makers. That's just a series of calls and a little bit of internet research to find that out. You know, you also want to set your mindset into how can you help their cause. Again, it's a give. This is not a push environment. This is a pull, okay? You've got to pull. So quit pushing and hyping them, but pull for their interests. You know, all you got to do, simple. Read your daily area paper. I know it's a thing called a newspaper, a thing of the past, fine if it's a .com, but get into that. Don't just read the usual stuff. Don't spend all your time on social media that's self-gratifying. Spend your time on the business. You know, I can take any daily paper, any morning, and sit down and I can find 3 gigs in that paper that aren't even advertisements or anything because they are related to news stories. You connect your mind with those news stories and those events and then be the first to plug your band right into that. So, you know, it's easy to do. You need to ask, ask, ask. No is not a rejection of your talents. If somebody says no thank you, it doesn't mean your band is bad or anything. Maybe they aren't convinced that it's going to work for their crowd, or again, they've had more negative experiences than positive, and the onus is upon you to convince them. You need to sell, convince, and sell again. You know, goodwill gigs for worthy causes will always get your band more media and attention. You know, post it like mad. Send press releases when you've done something like that. People really, really respond to goodwill messages like that in a negative news environment. They love positive news. Your band's picture could wind up on a front page or the evening news, and that's worth thousands of dollars of promotion. And it happens all the time. You know, there's an old saying in sales, if the phone doesn't ring, you make it ring. Leverage also, of course, media to get other related gigs. Take that media that you've gotten. Take those articles, take those press releases, and get those onto your websites, onto your media pages, so when that next talent buyer goes there, they realize the magnitude of things that you've done, a lot of it for goodwill, for community, for a lot of causes in this last 20%. And of course, that will really help you to leverage other options for other good gigs. You know, also, I gotta say it, you got to play a few promo gigs. Okay, you got to give it up. If you're going to rehearse some night, you're not getting paid to rehearse, so why not? Rehearsal in front of a live crowd is as important as well. If you bear a few expenses for a little gas and a little audio and get out there to the right crowd that can really make a difference in your band, give them a promo gig, but only once in a while. You know, I want you to also to have relationships with other artists so you can build a multi-band show for the talent buyer. You may get somebody who says, you know what, we've got 3 hours, I've got a stage and I've got an audio, but I haven't got time to find all these bands. Maybe you say, well, then I'll put together the show for you. And you bring in the right bands and you become the stage manager, your band headlines, and you have other bands that will please them as well. that'll absolutely impress them, and you'll get that position over and over again. And that's the key, over and over again. Because if you do well at this, you're going to get on annual planning calendars, and you'll have the gig next year and automatically be in their annual budget. That's how these entities work. They have an annual budget. It's in their mind, okay? Again, they don't want to do the work. They're not going to clubs to find bands, and they're not going to be calling clubs to find bands. What they're going to do is say, I had a real good experience last year. People really liked what went down last year. I've got the budget money and maybe a little extra, so I'm going to recontact that band. Now you start having a 60-20-20 gig base that is really solid, and you're appealing to a much more diverse audience, and that's the way to do it. If you follow this 60-20-20 strategy, then you'll have the greatest possible market penetration, and you'll really make some decent money along the way. Your merch sales will reflect your success. You know what? These new audiences usually have more disposable income than the club fans do. So don't be surprised. Your merch sales will go straight up. And I also want you to remember too that it is all relationship based. So you need to polish your social and your sales skills to be as professional as you can be. Again, there are no managers and there are no real agents out there doing this for you. You've got to do it for yourself. So you've got to be a pro. Never be negative, and always promptly follow up on all those commitments. If you've got to call them back or email them back at a certain time, be sure it happens. They'll be watching that and they'll be taking note. Again, you've got to build their confidence in your act. Also, keep very copious notes on your communications, and don't hype them or lie. It's not necessary, all right? Be modest. Everybody likes to give a deserving artist a chance to thrive. Just be a team player with that gig, with that event potential, and keep a really good reputation. It travels very, very far. You'll soon find that your band's name is praised and known by many in your target market in all kinds of circles, and that is incredibly important. That, in fact, is the goal. You never know who is related to whom in the industry, and doors could open for you from the strangest places. And this all happens even beyond the club scene. So always remember that the goal is a balanced 60-20-20 gig investment portfolio, and it takes dedication and work to make it happen. I'd like to say good luck and get to work. And thanks for listening. I realize that this is a lot of information, but please know that you can always, get this show archived for downloads, and you can share it with other bands. It does work, and I'd like you to pass this information along. So, having said all that, by the way, speaking of great gigs here at the MorningShowCentral.com family, we have all kinds of fun things happening with this station each week. I'd like to tell you that, of course, with this show, again, my email is show@bandaidwithdocrock.com. The archives are at bandaidwithdocrock.com. It's a pretty full website. But, they've got other shows on this net which are really fun. On Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m., they have a show for core video game freaks, and it's found here at MorningShowCentral.com, and it's called One Life to Play. That's right. On this fast-paced show, you will hear news, views, and reviews about gaming mixed with occasional interviews from some of electronic entertainment's premier journalists, developers, and publishers. So you can tune in to see all these live demos, all these competitions, a few of these giveaways that they're actually doing. They have tournaments, and they even have the frag of the week. So it's One Life to Play only here on MorningShowCentral.com. And they also have this new music show, and I really think it's really cool, and it's called Since 1974 Radio. And of course, the show is on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're a Midwest hip-hop, rhythm and blues, or just a blues lover or artist fan, it doesn't matter. It's a new worldwide indie artist platform, and it's just hailing right here from Cleveland, Ohio. But you know what? They also stream 24/7 music, so really cool. You can check out their website, Since 1974radio.com. Hey, and speaking of great music opportunities, on Friday, September 23rd, it's going to happen again, that's right, MorningShowCentral.com's popular Uncensored Net Noise show, really fun show that happens here on Friday nights. It's going to again host their birthday bash at the Fantasy Nightclub. Comedian Anthony Savant will be the MC that evening, and the bands Morality Check, Demons Within, and 1,000-Fold. We'll be rocking the house at 9 p.m. Tickets, they're only $5 if you're under 21. And of course, if you're if you're 21 and over, they're $5. Got that backwards. And if you're 21 and under, well, a couple more bucks, $8. Okay, it's cheaper than a movie. What a great night to catch 3 great bands and to celebrate uncensored net noise here on MorningShowCentral.com. All you got to do is go to MorningShowCentral.com for details. And of course, it's always a party here with uncensored net noise and the fun people from MorningShowCentral.com and the Fantasy Nightclub. And of course, MorningShowCentral.com is actually 5 years old, but it's always interested in new programming and new shows and ideas. All you got to do is contact Chris at MorningShowCentral.com for a studio tour and more. He'll bring you through our studios and show you around. And while you're here, boy, one of the greatest secrets in Cleveland is right next door and well worth seeing. That's right. If you're interested in touring the largest free market green screen production studio in the state of Ohio, then contact CreativeHouseStudios.com, and ask to schedule a tour while you're down here. You'll be amazed at the facility of the endless green screen possibilities. I'm inside 3 stories high, state-of-the-art green screen. The possibilities are unlimited for your very next video production. And it's all done at reasonable rates. It's a free market green screen studio. In other words, you can bring your own video team in, or you can use their team. It's quite elaborate, but it produces fantastic product, well worth seeing, one of the best kept secrets in Northern Ohio. You can call Peter, the owner. He's at 216-225-6592, or you can just email him, Peter at CreativeHouseStudios.com for an appointment, and he'll show you around. I guarantee you're going to be impressed. Speaking of being impressed, after this short break, you're going to be among the privileged living to meet the band Befallen. Befallen mix doom with melodic death metal, and they will be lying in state here next in the recovery room right here on Band Aid with Doc Rock at MorningShowCentral.com. So I want you to grab another cold one and get embalmed, and I'll see you after this break in just a few with Befallen. Hang with me.
unstoppable. Uncensored Net Noises Birthday Bash. Yeah! Get your ass to Fantasy Nightclub in Lakewood on Friday, September 23rd for live music for Morality Check, Demons Within, and The Thousandfold. Hosted by comedian Anthony Sabat. Uncensored Net Noises Birthday Bash. Sponsored by Cocaine Energy Supplement. Get more details at morningshowcentral.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at reduxdirect.com. That's reduxdirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. Yeah! Get your ass to Fantasy Nightclub in Lakewood on Friday, September 23rd for live music for Morality Check, Demons Within, and The Thousandfold. Hosted by comedian Anthony Savat. Uncensored Ned Noise's birthday bash. Sponsored by Cocaine Energy Supplement. Get more details at morningshowcentral.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Welcome back to Band-Aid with Doc Rock. I am Doc Rock, your rockologist. We are in the recovery room. And this band needs no introduction tonight. I've been looking forward to this tonight. And this is a miracle because all 5 of them are here. Befallen, all 5 Befallen are here. How's that, huh? That's loyalty. Yeah, I love it. Welcome to Band-Aid, guys. How y'all doing tonight, okay?
Very good.
Pretty good. Now, we just treated the fans to 2 great Befallen tunes. What were the 2 tunes we just heard?
The first one was Acedia. The second one was Protea.
Protea, okay. And Acedia was the first one?
Acedia, yeah.
Okay. Could you get song names that are easier to spell? Thank you.
No, we want people to think we're smart.
That's great. Yeah. Well, of course, this band's a whole lot of fun. Some of you who don't know them, many of them, of course, they're known worldwide, but we'd like to catch your name and what instrument do you play, sir?
My name is Gregory, and I play the guitar.
Gregory and the guitar. Okay, and you are?
I'm Tom, and I do vocals.
Okay, you do vocals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't sing, I do vocals.
If you do screamo, vocals do you probably too. You know, I can imagine. All right, fine. You are.
My name's Bill. I play bass guitar.
Okay, bass, yeah.
My name's Brian. I play strictly rhythm guitar.
No, wait, strictly rhythm guitar?
Just kidding. Yeah.
What is he, union you're not or something?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay. Will you let him play a little more at the next
Can I play one solo?
Thank you. Now, there's got to be a drummer in this band.
Yeah,
That's you?
My name's Jeremy, and I'm the drummer for this month.
Drummer of the month, Jeremy.
There he is.
Spinal Tap, baby.
Is this like a contest coming up for like drummer of the month type thing or something? No? Is there no job security in Befallen, Jeremy, or what? What's going on with this?
We're hard to get along with, you know.
Yeah.
Well, now wait a second. Now, you guys have been around since 2005, based on what I read and everything. And I was just curious. Of course, when you go online, you look up Befallen. You know, there's a number of bands around the world that have chosen
Australia, South Africa.
Yep. And do you ever get fans, loving your latest album, and you're having to say that's not us, or trademark issues, or any confusion like that? Because and the reason why I'm bringing this up is a lot of bands, when they pick names, are really afraid, of infringing upon something else.
Sure.
There's nothing that's out there that's copyrighted or what.
Okay.
There's a few other bands with, the same name.
Okay.
Australia, South Africa, and I think there's one in New York.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then people come to us and they go, well, yeah, we've had certain reviews that are compared like Befallen Australia, Befallen America.
Uh-huh.
And we've had the better reviews, so
okay.
It works out for us.
Okay. As long as you get the better of the deal,
yeah.
take it. Probably.
Right.
I don't blame you. That's cool. The you were talking about core styles and things of that sort. I'm real curious. Because everybody's talking about deathcore, hardcore, metalcore, traditional. What are some of the differences? Because you were actually saying that you are more European melodic in your music.
Sure.
So what bugs you about all the core stuff that you had to get out of and move to the melodic?
I'll put in one thing and then Bill could answer the rest of that.
Okay.
The Cleveland metal scene has a lot of great metal, but everybody's doing the same thing. You could go to a show, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, but it just sounds like you can't decide for the band.
Okay.
There's no, there could be a great band, but it's the same thing over and over for the whole show with 5 different bands. Go ahead.
For me, when my brother and I first started this band, we wanted to differentiate ourselves. And we were always drawn to the way the European metal bands sounded, using melody to create hooks and memorable things, where just being heavy and brutal, I mean, no one can listen to an album full of that. At least I can't.
Yeah, it's colorful ears. Yeah.
And there's nothing for the listener to even grasp onto, but the European bands, like the way they write their songs and everything, have grasped that. So that's what we aspire to do, and hopefully that's what we achieve.
Pulling more melody into it, because I'll tell you, the first thing, when I listen to your music, and I think viewers, you got the same thing with the first 2 songs we just heard, is one, the lyrics are intelligible. My gosh, you finally know what Tom is saying, and you can finally understand how it fits into the theme of the song and the hook and all that. And a lot of bands don't get that. And the second one is, and it happens a lot more live, is with this band, I can hear the bass riffs. Thank God! I can hear the bass riffs. Because a lot of times when I go hear metal bands, I go, why is the bass player there?
Right.
The dude's just, just slamming on this thing, and you're getting nothing but frequency.
We want that really full sound. And,
right.
That's a huge part of it.
But you need internal, definition out of all that. Right. And a lot of bands I hear, you might as well just turn up the bass, get feedback, and go to the bar and have a beer.
Right.
Because that's basically what it comes down to.
Right.
And it doesn't gratify the musician whatsoever. In this band, you really do it well. So
when we recorded this demo, that the songs that you guys heard from with Bill Korecki. Now that was something that was really important to him, was getting the bass audible and to have it really punch through the mix, and I think he did a really nice job. So
I'm curious. Have you with the European melodic sounds things? Have you ever been to Europe?
No.
Never.
I've been to London, but that doesn't really count.
I knew that was going to be your answer because you need to get there.
Yeah.
Right. You need to get there. Fans, get them on Kickstarter. We need to get that. Befallen needs to get to Europe. Okay.
I don't think it's from a lack of wanting to go there.
I know. But there's towns like Berlin, Prague, in countries like Romania that are just awesome for this type of stuff you were doing, And the market is so great for what you're doing, and that combined with their passion for American rock, wow, would really be great. So, so you're going to get there. Oh, I know you're going to get there.
I appreciate
send them there, okay? Or they're going to do a gig for you, and you're not going to hear the lyrics, okay? So, no. Do you really consider yourself, Tom? Are you extreme?
No, I'm actually a softie.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're a Woofer in Tweeter's clothing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, because as a band, you're great guys and everything. Do you, when you're when you walk on stage and you then become Befallen, is there a mindset that goes through you? The drummer's the back of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's got to drive it. What happens with you? Do you, does your mindset change when you sit on the throne, look at the drums, the crowd's there, and the show's about to start?
Absolutely. It's and I've had the benefit of being with quite a few bands in my career of music, and the one thing is like, we can be parents, we can be guys who have jobs and this and that, all throughout the day, every week you live the same life over and over and over. But it's like that whatever that spot is, that 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever you get on that stage, and I can speak for all of us, and I know they feel the same feeling. It's like, once you get on that stage, it just, everything else disappears. And that's the minute that no matter what's going on, all you care about is what the band you're with, and you're having a good time. And so when I zone out with these guys, no matter what city we're in, we're Befallen, we're up there having a good time, and it's just, it's a ride. I mean, it's a good time, and that's why we do it. I mean, that's what it all boils down to, is having a good time.
I agree.
So as the rhythm guitarist who's not allowed to play lead,
Right.
how do you prepare for a show?
Well, honestly, I like to let everybody know that I'm there to have a good time, and during sound check, I like to goof around, play some goofy songs or whatever, and just let everybody know that it's relaxed, it's fun, here we are. But like I said, at the same time, the songs themselves and lyrical content and everything is, serious and sad or whatever, but try to find a good balance. It's basically
Sure.
So.
Every professional performer, I'm glad you said what you said, because every professional performer has that on button that's right at the back of the lower base of your spine. And that on switch is when that moment comes, all you got to do is just hit that thing and bam, you're on. Okay?
Right.
And it's just, you click right into it, and then when the show's over with, it doesn't matter your lifestyle off the stage. Right. But it's all about the show. And I'm glad you feel that way, and you really want to pour it on for fans and stuff, and especially for lead vocalist Tom. That's got to be. You are front and center, so you got to be the Gonzo guy.
Yeah,
right?
I really don't even think about it though. Not necessarily obviously when you have the feedback, it just hits the spot. I think it's with everybody. When the crowd is feeding back off things, then it's just like, oh my goodness,
It's cyclical.
Yeah.
When you're playing well, the crowd's responding. When the crowd's responding, you're playing better.
Yeah,
And
right,
those
yeah.
are the best gigs.
Right.
You always put more energy into it when the crowd's
We had
responding.
a
by far.
we did a show with Behemoth, and it was actually my 30th birthday.
Okay.
And the show got pushed back, and we had main stage, you know.
Oh, okay.
So we had a nice time slot, 9:30. It was like everybody was into the thing. You know, there's 500 people, something like that. There.
Wow.
And it was just like they were all into it, and it was great. And then, you know, the next time we play a show, there's 30 people there. And they were just standing there with their arms crossed, like, okay, you guys got to help us out a little bit here.
Because the next show heard that you were 30.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
you're now a
Yeah,
Behemoth.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
just
it's
kidding.
not-
Just kidding.
It's
Okay.
not cool anymore.
Just kidding. Okay, no, I understand. Well, you know, I learned so much about your band, and you know, I really have to tell you how much I appreciate your profile on your web pages. And everybody who watches your show can know I'm the biggest nag in the world, and I will sock you if you're an injection band. When I go to these websites, and the bands put up these lame to nothing profiles, you know, and people want to know about them. They just want to know, okay? And what's really great, I think, more than most bands, is Befallen really tells the story of who you are and, you know, and your view on your music. And you know, the takeaway is so powerful for fans. If you do nothing else, go to the Befallen's website and at least read the profile, because you will certainly know this band. And you know, it's on it's on MySpace, Facebook. Yeah. I mean, you're all over the place. So it's all good. Hey, I'm gonna ask you. You know, you said I read that you have these dual vocal harmonies. You know, where they're actually kind of a counterpoint harmonies and things like that.
It's on our new recording.
Yeah, which is really kind of a cool stuff. And arpeggiated leads. Now, since we have a very divided guitar department, could you please explain what is an arpeggiated lead, Mr. Mozart?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Okay.
It's basically, you have a chord and you just play the individual notes of it and kind of do it in a cyclical fashion. So you just kind of get this sort of circle of scales, really.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's something that I see a lot of guys doing, you know, at lightning fast speeds. But I think if you slow it down a little bit and let it transverse the rest of the progression,
Right.
it starts to really bring out some of the melody.
It's effective.
So, yeah, so it's something I like to do a lot. It comes out in a lot of my playing. But I mean, ultimately, it's just another facet of music that you have in your tool belt to use when you go to write something or play something. So.
Sure, and it sets you apart from the rhythm guitar because he doesn't get near you.
Completely different. Completely different.
No, I think it's absolutely great. Now, you know, Tom, how would you explain to potential talent buyers and all, hey, we're a European melodic band, we're not like all the rest? Is it harder to get gigs, or are you finding that, you know, that opens a door because maybe there's a greater understanding that you're a lot more musically sensitive than just the normal, you know, core bands?
I think Bill would be better at answering that question, but as far as booking all the gigs, I do. Cleveland, there's few and far between places to play now.
Sure, of course, sadly.
So you pretty much have a few places that you play at that you build the relationship, and then you start to draw the people, and then you know, you kind of draw them. When we're playing out-of-town gigs, we'll usually hook up with another band.
Okay.
You know, do something like, hey, you know, we'll bring you to Cleveland, you bring us there. Something like that. Out of town, we don't really work with the club owners. Here we do, but we've built that relationship now.
But do they understand European melodic?
I think they do. I really think they do. I don't know if it's...
Okay.
It's hard to say because so many club owners are so full of crap. And it's just like, here, you sell these tickets, you make us $1,000.
Right.
You're going to get nothing, but you can play on the stage.
Right.
You know, and that's basically what it is. Then eventually you get down to, hey, you sell these tickets, you know, you make us $50, we'll guarantee you this slot. Then they end up screwing you over and put you on a side stage.
Okay, sure.
Then you get to the point that, you know, you sell these tickets and then you're lucky if you get a main stage spot, basically. Yeah, so it's hard to say. I mean, the club scene in Cleveland now is not what it used to be.
And what I was saying before, you know, on the 60-20-20 gig thing, some things to think about. Because you are a European melodic band, and because you offer all of this musical integrity, think about things like the Museum of Contemporary Art.
Yeah.
That is a university circle that is being built and will open to grand celebrations. They don't want a polka band Okay, they're looking for bands of musical integrity.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Museum of Art does a thing called Summer Solstice, and they bring in, incredible global DJs and acts and things like that. They're looking for, they're looking for a variety of genres that appeal to a wider audience base. And no, they don't want the same old screamo death metal thing.
Right.
And the better you market yourself as the European melodic, and the more that they're exposed to it, the better the chance are for these additional types of gigs. Even the Akron Museum of Art and all these types of things. I mean, you have to get the point across to them and really get them to say, "Oh, I get it." I get it.
Yeah.
So, it'd be really helpful to you.
Right.
Hey, I also got to tell you, too, congrats upon the May 2011 release of your self-titled album, That's cool. 6 tracks. You got through 6 tracks on it? Is that what it is? Right?
No, only 3 on the new one.
Oh, is it 3 on the new one?
It's a proper demo, which is going to be released.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's the 16th. We actually have a show at Peabody's on the 19th with Pentagram.
Okay, good.
And that's going to be what is going to be first available. So.
Okay. So I think the release is great, but I was fascinated because most of your tunes are 5 to 6.5 minutes, which is longer than the norm. Everybody looks for the 3-minute wonders.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. I don't expect to hear you in the top 40, obviously. But any particular reason for that kind of length? Is it that the story is longer to tell? Is it the bass player gets paid more by the note? Or is it what,
Right.
No, it's more just like a genre convention. Like most doom or doom-oriented metal is longer. So that's something that we kind of strove for because we play slower.
Okay.
And it fits. It's just one of the things. So.
Okay.
And to get the story out, I think it fits too.
Yeah. Sure. Space for the melody to kind of breathe and stuff like that too is it's important.
Well, it's great for longer lead solos.
Yeah, of course.
I'll throw an occasional drum solo too. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's great stuff. Now, a lot of your songs are fast fade outs at the ends. Is there a reason behind that? Anything? You looking at listening to the endings of them, and they just sort of fast fades.
Who listens to the end?
I do. Now, wait a second.
Get it over with. Usually it's like, all right, here's this part. Skip to the next song.
Okay, because usually, I mean, I'm nothing against fade outs. I'm not discriminating, but it's usually slow fades and a variety of fades. No, I mean, Befallen just says we're out of here. That's it.
Get it done.
Right.
Song's over. Get it on with.
Okay, no, I think it's and you don't really use a lot of effects. A lot of bands just pour out a ton of effects and layers of all that. But what I really like about Befallen is you have the musical integrity that you don't need effects. You really don't.
There's not many.
It's in the music.
Very subtle.
Okay.
So usually on the leads, perhaps. Honestly,
your basic effects.
Sure. Yeah. And your new album, of course, it's got some really cool graphics. Tell me about who developed the graphics for the
a guy named Mohammed Mustafa from Jordan.
Okay.
And he's living in Finland or something?
Yeah, I think he's in Finland now.
Really?
He became a good friend of the band, and he's just, hey, I'll do this. One of those type of guys. He's been a friend from the beginning, and he helps us out a lot.
Sure.
And, gives us a good deal.
Global artistic input.
Sure. And he actually got us a review in a.
He does a great job.
He got us a review on a what was that website? Something in Jordan.
Okay.
Some website or whatever.
Okay. Wow, that is cool. Now, one of the songs we heard earlier tonight was Protea. Protea is a flowering plant.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the national flower of South Africa.
Thank you. How did this wind up into being did you try to smoke the song or what?
That's 100% Tom.
Yeah, that's all you.
That's all Tom.
Yeah, I used to. I met a person from South
Mm-hmm.
Africa. I moved there.
Okay.
I married her.
Okay.
Brought her back here, so it kind of has some. Some of the lyrics aren't meant to be taken literally. There's some,
Okay. So those are the few screamo lyrics that Okay. Okay.
There's a lot of metaphors in this.
I can imagine. You're happy with it still.
Yeah, I could describe it in detail, but it wouldn't be proper.
No, that's okay. Just because it's, you wouldn't think about, a band of your caliber doing this song about a flower.
Yeah.
Well, another type of flower. But
Yeah.
And of course, the song Maya. Maya is very impressive. The drums in that song seem pretty militant, and the bass riff seemed kind of spiritual, that song. So, I really admire that. But the song that really got me was the piano intro to this, was the song Self-Fulfilled Prophecy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was, I did not expect the piano intro, and I really like that. And I'll tell you what impressed me the most is the use of the lowest registers on the piano.
Right.
Was that an acoustic piano?
I don't believe so. No, that was done by a friend of ours, Eric Milos. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We actually did
Shout out to Eric. Yeah.
Right. He actually did the piano parts on the new demo also.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a full member of the band, but a friend of ours.
Well, it's so great about the low registers of a piano, especially acoustic or otherwise. Very percussive, but very somber.
Right.
It really, and it works well. And you're one of the few bands I've ever really heard integrate that into their
Yeah, you
music. So.
definitely did a great job.
Really
Yeah,
good.
I think,
Really good.
honestly,
we
like,
gave him free reign over that too.
Did you? Good.
and it took him maybe half an hour. I mean, he just sat down and fiddled with it, and
Yeah, very talented.
and what
musician,
basically,
yeah.
what you hear is what, I mean, he
It
did it right then.
You work for a week on a song, and the guy goes,
Yeah.
I got the
It's like,
interpretation.
no,
Right.
yeah, stop.
Right.
Knock it
Yep,
out.
yep.
Well, these 3 songs actually took us a year to record.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that stuff happens. Do you have any feelings about analog over digital? Any feelings one way or the other?
Yeah, we went into the studio and recorded the demo, and that was done in a very kind of straightforward fashion as far as the metal albums being recorded. I mean, it was all done in massive studio board and all. And again, I think the sound came out great and it's phenomenal, but I think the technology of digital is quickly catching up to the quality of analog as well.
Okay.
So I think those two worlds are starting to kind of collide because there's such a huge push in that direction
Right.
of digital music
Right.
and recording that again the technology is starting to really catch up with that whole realm of thought as far as recording goes. So I think digital's great. I think it kind of allows for a lot of freedom, but analog I think still has a little bit of a
Analog takes a
upper
lot
hand.
more talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see some guy actually working the board.
Oh yeah,
as far as
it does.
pushing a button.
But people like analog because they say it's a much warmer sound.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Right.
I'm not so sure that Befallen's looking for a warmer sound.
No.
As you are just looking for really the punch.
Right.
So I was just kind of curious what your feelings were about that. The with writing, who really does a lot of the writing in this band? Is this a cooperative thing? Does Tom start off with something? Do you start off with a guitar lick and guys fill in and Tom comes up with the top of the lyrics?
Right.
What's the writing procedure like with the Befallen?
It usually starts actually with my brother.
Yeah,
Come
usually
up-
I'll come up with like this, the skeleton idea of the song or whatever, and we'll kind of flesh it out from there. Basically, the last people to touch it will be like Tom and then Jeremy.
Okay.
We'll kind of go from there, and then Greg obviously with his leads and whatever. So
So it's kind of a shared process with it.
yeah, definitely.
Now,
Like,
what if you're building that core to a song, and all of a sudden the percussion department, the drums say, "I want to do it to a different beat. Got a better beat to it. Let's speed it up."
I mean, he's certainly
that-
welcome to do so. I mean,
Okay, you open to it?
Oh yeah, we're open for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes us a while to beat it out. Like
Okay.
things will change. We'll start off one, we go, yeah, it's all right. That'll be like good. That'll be perfect. Then I'll go back to something else. Be like, what the hell was I thinking?
Well, it's 'cause- and I'm responding for you because a lot of people say, the drummer, he just sets the beat and we go.
Nah.
But you can take a song. A lot of writers make this mistake. You can take a song and adjust the tempo.
Yeah.
Either slower or faster, whatever it may be, and maybe the perfect tempo for that song. And all the writers missed it.
Sure.
Well, even with us, the drummer is part of the writing process. So
Sure.
The breakdown or whatever
It's
you
the
want to call it.
backbone of the whole band. So
Okay.
In Acedia, Jeremy actually came up with, because we basically told him like we want a cool rhythm that we can all lock in on, come up with something.
Okay.
And that's what it ended
Drummers
up
are
being.
the best at that, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. Really important. Tom, if you're the businessman and in the band, I'd like to know, and our viewers would like to know, how much time do you really have to dedicate to furthering this band each week? I mean, wow, guy, that's a lot.
yeah, we've since we were recording, we've been on a bit of a hiatus.
Okay.
But before that, it was just the social networks,
Okay.
calling clubs that we haven't played at, trying to get ourselves together, calling the same clubs that we always do, and just watching for shows that we fit on the bill.
Okay.
So I mean, hour-wise, it'd probably be at a minimum, I'd say 20 to 30 hours a week.
That's a reasonable answer. Great. That's good. 20, 30 hours a week, then okay.
And then even then, it's you got to spend more time if you want something. That's 20 to 30 hours a week to pretty much just play a show.
Sure.
With nothing. So
Thanks for sharing that.
yeah, you gotta really work hard at it.
Right. No, you have to. It's a lot
I
of
will say
dedication.
Tom is the main guy that does that. You know, he really does a good job.
Yeah, he's our PR department.
Right.
You know,
I feel short in that department. You know?
I'm a talker. So.
I was going to say, too, Buffy's got a salary increase, too.
Oh, yeah. So,
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $1 a month.
Right.
You know, does Befallen ever take a look, when you look at video of yourself live, are you pretty critical of yourselves when you see yourself live?
Yeah, I miss my
Coulda
mom
did
hair
this,
every
coulda
day.
did that.
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the main reason we record live videos. Like we'll take 2 cameras for every show and record, and then just say, well, we could have did this, we could have did that. Here's what was wrong with the sound. You know, just so we know going in prepared. Like you have to adjust these levels this way. You know, don't trip over your guitar cord. Don't unplug your guitar.
Sure.
Things like that. You know.
Right. I can imagine. Well, you know, you look at this and you, on top of the audio, you know, you look at the visual things.
Right.
You know, look at the colors of what the band's wearing, and you look at, you know, even you can even tell who are the fans responding to the most. You know, again, and I can just say what I've seen with so many bass players, core bass players, who just sit there, you know, headbanging and throwing their hair out, looking at the instrument.
Right.
You don't even know their eye color, right? Okay? Because they're just staring down and beating the hell out of the thing, you know, all night long. So we have a confession tonight.
When you're playing, I think eye contact with the crowd is good.
Okay.
And then as far as I think like a certain type of outfit is nice too.
Right.
You know, like if Greg's wearing this shirt and I'm wearing this and everybody's dressed different, then it kind of distracts, you know. Like if everybody's wearing the same, not necessarily the same thing, but general idea, you know.
Right.
It kind of helps distinguish.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. You know, you have to go look back at your videos, and you have to really be methodical in what the crowd's like. Right. You know what? When you play your live show, what song really is the epitome of Befallen? If you had to pick one song,
That might be different for each one.
it's definitely different for each.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We've got time.
All right.
Yeah.
Your
Roll on
favorite?
the line.
I really like Lonely Waits. I think
Okay.
the aspects of that song really represent like a conglomerate of the band. So I really like playing that song.
Okay, Tom, what do you think?
I would say Protea.
Well, not just because of marital reasons. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who
okay,
cares
well,
about that? I mean,
he doesn't like
that's
sleeping on
long
the couch
gone.
after the gig. Thank you. Okay.
Right.
Bass.
For me, it's Protea because when I actually get to do more.
Okay.
And
also selfish. It's very selfish.
actually, it's my favorite song as well. So
Is it
I
really?
think it's the best thing we've done. So.
Yeah. I would say Acedia. It's got a great harmony in that song. It's very catchy. I enjoy playing it live, so it's probably my favorite.
And the drum department.
Probably one of my favorites is one we used to actually open up with was Conversations. Conversations in
okay.
Rooms. And that one just came out with a lot of power, just a lot of in your face, you know, and that from my department, that was always a lot of fun. But, you know, probably from speaking from this point, you know, probably Alone He Waits is
another good
just
one,
one
right.
that just shows a lot of power. So,
Okay.
my favorite.
Now, the guys, I'm curious. How does Tom keep his voice alive between gigs? Tom going on tour night after night.
A lot of beers, a lot of cigarettes.
Say, how does he do this, Tom?
That's a question I always get to go. You're so small. Where does that voice come from?
Oh, yeah.
And then my speaking voice, you know, people don't get it. I was like, I don't know.
But how-
Like, where does Ripper Owens get his freaking voice?
Sure.
I don't know. I can't do it.
But if you have to do this night after night, what are some of the things you do to try to sustain your voice?
I do absolutely nothing.
You do absolutely
I
nothing.
don't do the honey thing. I do nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Drink vocal?
I drink alcohol and Coca-Cola. That's it.
That's vocal. You know,
Couple sips of water here and there.
some of the
Couple drops.
greatest male singers in history, who are not screamo, you know, of course, but of the big band days, things of that sort. Always they had a glass of Irish whiskey at the side of the stage because you know it would
Which is crazy to me. I don't
it would just
understand
cut the flame and
I don't know.
it
Like,
could be
counterproductive.
You see me on stage, I have a beer by the monitors, you know, and when I'm feeling dry, just
really well. So
think
now
that's
you
something
know
you're
the
born
secret. So,
that's a secret. Beer and Coke.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, not Coke.
Better clarify.
That's straight.
what is the biggest challenge that's facing the growth of Befallen today?
Having jobs.
I was going to say having jobs.
Having jobs, children, and then just the way the club scene is working now. I mean, it's not what it used to be.
Okay.
You used to just be able to go out and play and have fun, and now they have all these demands, and it's like, well, what are you offering me? If I bring these people here, why am I selling these tickets? Why am I doing this? Why am I bringing people here?
Well, what do we need you for, basically?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard. It's a hard hard business even to break money in nowadays, playing part-time. And, like I said, what they say was some of the biggest things, having jobs, having, children, this and that. And it's like, right now, the way we sit, you don't make money playing music,
Right.
and at least in the local scene.
For a record deal now, it's distribution.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Or if you could get lucky enough to have tour support, that's
Right,
it.
right,
But other than that, like you're making money off merchandise and whatever you have to sell, and you hope people buy it.
No, anybody knows the monetization is not
Yeah.
really what it used to be, obviously, and you have to keep tabs and all that stuff. And it is a challenge for everybody.
Right.
Right.
Definite challenge. Any new things in the future? Any when you get money? Any new photos? Plans for a music video? Recording? Any merch updates?
You paying?
I will say we have been writing recently. We've been writing some new stuff, so I think a lot of that will start to come to fruition over the next couple of weeks and whatnot. So that's something to look forward
Well,
to.
we've
We're really
talked
excited
about
about that.
Kickstarter on this show before.
Right.
Kickstarter, and and fans. I don't know if you even know this. There was a guy with a new idea for a writing pen. I forgot the name of the pen.
Okay.
And he wanted investors. He went on to Kickstarter and he showed his writing pen. It's a basic writing pen. No grip to it or something. He wanted $2,500. This is no joke. To get his little writing pen company started. He's over $200,000 as of tonight.
Wow.
Over $200,000 of investment. And of course, as the stock market has tanked and everything else has tanked, there's investment money out there. People saying, you try these things. But if it's a great idea, great sound, really great. It's almost an ideal time to be on Kickstarter, because the investment world is shifting focus. Get there, So,
and it did jump about 400.
Yeah,
today?
400 some points today. So
okay. Hang on to your gold. Don't buy stock in the treasury. Oh boy, Well, that's great. And you were talking about the next gig is at Peabody's when?
Yeah, the 19th, next Friday, the day after Queensryche.
Okay, Queensryche.
Which I'm definitely going.
Okay, Queensryche will be fun. Just stay there all night long in Peabody's. And I'm sure they'll be partying.
Yeah, get there at 7. Doors open at 7. We don't know what time we're going on until day of. So.
Okay. That'll be a great gig at Peabody's next week.
$14. So.
Good stuff. Well, good stuff. I wish you a lot of luck. You are great guys, and
Thanks for having us.
I really appreciate you, and I have a great deal of respect for Befallen. So thank you. All best of luck to you. And of course, I'd like to say thanks to the Band-Aid production team, my intern wizards who are running around all over the place out there, Social Racket who's helping us, my friend Jared Holly, and of course the big man, the Flying V. That's the guy who's sweating it out tonight back there, trying to keep this show together behind the board. I really appreciate all of them. And of course, especially to you for logging onto this podcast, because you really are a part of this team. Next week, Tuesday, August 16th, we'll track down and get the wild man of rock Past in the studio. That's right. In Rock and Roll Past, this guy was the talk of the town. He's always on the go. He's the infamous Weasel Strychnine. Weasel Strychnine himself is a legend and an unforgettable name, of course. And he can attest to the decades of creating a successful and a very memorable alias. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about, is creating an alias and how it can work for you. So no better man than Weasel Strychnine to be here to share that with you. Also in the recovery room next week, we'll have the popular jam band Oliver Hall. Oliver Hall's going to be here next week, so that'll be really cool to catch up with them. And we'll also be injecting the latest rave bands, a band called Safety Word Orange from Richmond, Virginia, along with the Orlando, Florida band Before You Exit. So I'll surely be smashing the bands for them on that show. So it'll be really cool. It'll be great to have you tuning in. Hey, it's great to be back, but I got to tell you this. The power to get gigs lies within you and your belief in yourself and your talents. You need to open your marketing mind and get the work done, even if it takes 30 hours a week. Shoot for the moon and miss, because you might just hit a star. Stop at nothing, because it will rock your world. I'll see you at the top. Namaste.
All this energy calling me back where it comes from. It's such a crude attitude. It's back where it belongs. All the little kids growing up on the skids are going Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. Jumping Gene and Moon and James Dean going Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks.
Get down, damn it! And keep on rocking for the free world.